Today, we're tackling something pretty crucial if you're running your own business or even just thinking about taking that leap. It's about how to really make it thrive.
The core ideas we're going to unpack, they apply pretty broadly, I think, to almost any service-based business.
Absolutely. We're talking about the real nuts and bolts, building a solid foundation, smart marketing, and really getting what value you bring.
Yeah, and you might be the absolute best technician, the one who spots everything.
Right, the detailed person.
Exactly. That technical skill alone, it's not the golden ticket to business success. A lot of really fantastic inspectors, for example, they struggle, sometimes even fail in that first year.
Really? Why is that?
Simply because they haven't got handle on the business and marketing side. It's a whole different skill set.
Okay, so let's dig into that. This idea is shifting your perspective. Our source talks about moving beyond being a home inspector to thinking, okay, I'm a business owner and my business offers home inspections. That sounds subtle, but why is that mental shift apparently so important?
Well, it's really about the long game, isn't it? And hitting those bigger goals like, freedom, owning something, a real company.
An asset, yeah.
Right. Your technical skill is the foundation, no doubt about it. But the business strategy, the marketing, that's how you build the actual house on that foundation. You need people to know you exist and choose you.
That makes total sense. So if you're in this field or maybe another service industry and you're thinking, okay, I need that business know-how, where do you start? Our source points specifically to an organization. What kind of support do they actually offer on the business side?
Yeah, InterNACHI. According to the transcript, they do more than just the technical training and certs you'd expect. They actually have a dedicated marketing team.
Oh, interesting.
And, maybe more importantly, this online member dashboard. Think of it like your command center, your online hub, just packed with business building tools.
Yeah, okay.
And one really specific example they mention is this pretty comprehensive, college level online course. It's specifically on running a home inspection business and marketing it. All there for members.
Wow, a full course.
Yeah, so the key thing isn't just that these things exist, but that InterNACHI seems to be actively investing in the business success of their members. Not just the technical side, it's like ready-made infrastructure.
A full course sounds like a big undertaking, though.
Yeah.
But you can kind of dip in and out, right? Focus on what you need.
Exactly right. That's the beauty of it being online. It's flexible. You can just dive into specific chapters. If marketing's your weak spot, you go straight to the marketing or branding sections. Struggling with hiring, maybe? There are modules for that, too. It's really designed as a practical, sort of on-demand resource. Perfect for busy pros.
Okay, now one of the really concrete benefits they talk about is boosting your online visibility, getting leads. How does InterNACHI actually help inspectors get found online by potential clients?
Yeah, this part's pretty cool. InterNACHI really stresses how vital it is to have an up-to-date business website, and crucially, making sure that website address is listed correctly in your InterNACHI member profile.
Okay, why is that profile link so key?
InterNACHI has a pretty significant online presence. They actively work to connect people searching online for inspectors with their members.
Ah, so they leverage their own SEO, sort of?
Kind of, yeah. Think about it. Someone types home inspector near me into Google. InterNACHI's site is designed to show up. If your website is linked in your profile there, you're essentially tapping into their visibility, getting your name in front of those searchers.
So they're acting like a matchmaker almost, connecting searchers to their members.
Precisely. The system's built to recognize keywords, geographic areas. If your profile's current with your website, InterNACHI can basically route those potential clients, those leads, right to you. The speaker even tells this story, a real-world example of an inspector who updated their profile and immediately booked a job from a lead that came through.
Wow, that's pretty direct impact.
Yeah.
And this is described as essentially free lead generation, part of the membership?
That's the main benefit, yeah. It's included. And the transcript points out you can actually see it working. There's a visual graph in your member dashboard that tracks the number of leads sent your way.
Oh, nice. So it's trackable.
Yeah, it's not just a vague promise. You can see the data.
Okay, so you've got leads coming in. Now, the next massive piece for any business, pricing. Make sure you're charging enough to, survive and grow. The source really hammers home calculating profitable fees, contrasts just guessing versus using math. Tell us about that.
Oh, this is absolutely fundamental, non-negotiable for long-term health. Guessing at prices. You're probably not building a sustainable business.
Right.
They really push moving beyond guesswork. That business course we mentioned, it has a whole chapter just on calculating profitable fees, walks you through Scenarios like with these fictional inspectors, Mary and John,
Uh-huh.
showing how different goals and needs totally change the pricing decision. So the real insight is profitability isn't about matching competitors. It's about your numbers, your goals.
So definitely no magic number, no one-size-fits-all price tag then.
Not at all, no. The calculation needs your specific inputs, things like your desired annual salary, what do you actually need or want to make,
Okay.
then your desired profit margin. 20% is a reasonable starting point. That's the bit you keep as profit after covering all your costs.
Right, the actual profit, not just revenue.
Exactly. And finally, you absolutely have to factor in your overhead. Rent, internet, software, those membership fees, gas, printing brochures, all that stuff.
All those little things that add up fast.
So a lot of that stuff is usually tax deductible as business expenses, which is important.
Right, good point. And then it's about figuring out how many jobs you need to do at that calculated price to hit those targets.
Precisely. How many inspections you do, whether you offer extra services like radon or mold testing, that directly impacts what your per inspection fee needs to be.
Makes sense.
If you only want to work, say, 3 days a week, your fee's got to be higher than someone doing multiple inspections every single day. It all boils down to setting fees based on your financial goals and how you want to work.
Now, what about folks thinking about switching careers? Maybe moving from a regular 9 to 5 into home inspection. What advice does the source have for them?
Yeah, it tackles that head on. They talk about this idea of being a weekend warrior.
Okay.
Meaning you dedicate your evenings, your weekends to building up the inspection business while you still have the safety net of your current job.
Ah, so gradual transition.
Right. It takes dedication, definitely some sacrifice initially, but it's less risky financially. They even mention a specific example, Joe from Raleigh, who apparently did this successfully.
So keep the stability while you build the new thing on the side.
Exactly. It's about putting in that sweat equity, really understanding your financial needs before you take the full plunge. The speaker even threw in some personal stories about career changes, stressing calculated risks and marketing right from the get-go.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit to something that can really make or break you in a crowded market. Branding. The source defines it as basically setting yourself apart from all the other licensed, certified inspectors. Why is that so critical?
Because, look, in any competitive field, you have to answer that key question for potential clients. Why should I pick you over everyone else?
Right.
The transcript uses this great analogy, choosing a restaurant. You don't just want a restaurant. You want something specific, something maybe special, something that feels valuable.
Yeah, you want the best burger or the best pizza.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be seen as the best burger in town in the home inspection market, not just another generic option. So value proposition, it's just a fancy term for what makes you the clear best choice. What unique thing do you offer?
I like that analogy. So just saying I'm licensed, I'm certified, that's not really branding. That's not enough anymore.
Absolutely not. That stuff, having decent software, following best practices, giving reports with photos, even being on social media, that's pretty much baseline now. Real branding goes beyond that. It's about crafting a clear, compelling reason why someone should hire you.
Okay, so what are some concrete examples for how an inspector can differentiate themselves?
Offering a really useful home maintenance book or guide to clients. Or maybe focusing intensely on a specific local area, really positioning yourself as the trusted neighbor inspector.
Ah, the local expert angle.
Right. Or shifting your positioning to be more like a home consultant. Someone clients feel they can call for advice before they even hire contractors. It highlights that difference in motivation, right? A consultant advises objectively. A contractor often sells.
That's a smart distinction.
Definitely. And then there's leveraging specialized tools and the certifications that go with them, like using an infrared camera and making sure you promote that you have the InterNACHI infrared certification. That's a tangible difference.
Got it.
The main point is you have to consistently communicate whatever it is that makes you special or different in all your marketing.
And that leads perfectly into competing on value, not just price. I think Florida is an example where inspectors just keep undercutting each other. What's the big danger there?
Well, the biggest danger is you just completely devalue your own service, and it becomes almost impossible to run a financially stable business.
Yeah.
It's a race to the bottom. Nobody really wins.
Yep.
The transcript really emphasizes the huge value a good inspector provides. I mean, think about the size of the investment someone's making in a house. You're this trusted, neutral expert offering critical knowledge.
So it's all about communicating that expertise, that peace of mind, effectively.
Precisely. It's about perceived value. Making the client feel the value they receive far outweighs the fee you charge. If your marketing fails to communicate that value, why you're the best choice, what benefits they get, then yeah, price becomes the only comparison point.
And that's a tough game.
A very tough game. Poor marketing, that failure to communicate value with businesses struggling or failing.
Okay, this is all great perspective. But for someone listening right now thinking, okay, I get it, but what can I actually do, like today? What immediate actionable steps does the source suggest taking?
Yeah, it gets very practical here. Log into your InterNACHI member dashboard. Simple first step. Then navigate to the Business tab. That leads you to what they call the tool bag. Spend just 30 minutes a night for maybe 2 weeks just exploring and using the business tools you find there.
30 minutes a night, okay.
Yeah.
And a specific first action item.
Yes. Update your profile. Specifically, make sure the domain name for your business website is listed correctly and it's current.
And remind us again, why is that website link in the profile so vital?
Because, like we discussed, that's the main way InterNACHI sends you those free job leads, the ones generated from their big online presence.
Right, the connector function.
Exactly. They need your correct digital address to send those potential clients your way when they search in your area. And again, you can track the website traffic right in your dashboard.
Ah, so you can see if it's working.
Mm-hmm. Gives you that tangible feedback.
That tracking is super helpful. And it sounds like that dashboard has more than just lead gen tools.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the technical training, like that roof course they mentioned, it's valuable for sure. But the source really pushes members to explore all the business and marketing resources in there too. Don't just focus on the technical.
Yeah.
And they also suggest using existing tools like the online inspection agreement they provide. Anything to streamline your operations.
There's also this interesting analogy in the transcript. Viewing InterNACHI like an extension of your own team. Can you unpack that?
Yeah. The idea is, as a member, you get access to expertise and resources that would cost a small business a ton of money to get on their own.
Right.
Their marketing team, something like 9 people dedicated just to marketing efforts for members.
Wow, okay.
It's like having a whole marketing department working for you, helping your business grow. And the broader team there is apparently available to answer questions on all sorts of business topics.
That's a pretty significant benefit. Now, what about keeping clients you already have? Nurturing those relationships for repeat business, referrals. Any strategies there?
Yes, absolutely crucial. Staying connected with past clients is huge. Simple things like check-in emails or even texts sometimes, just showing you remember them.
Mm-hmm.
They even mention inviting past clients to something informal, like a local picnic. The point isn't necessarily high attendance, it's the communication, keeping your business top of mind.
Just the outreach itself.
Exactly. Sharing valuable content is another big one, maybe short blog posts or quick guides on home maintenance, changing air filters, water filters, stuff like that. Even better if you can personalize it based on what you know about their specific house.
Ah, smart.
Yeah, and the example of Jim Crum, this inspector who apparently built a super successful business almost entirely on referrals, that really drives home the long-term power of happy clients.
Definitely underscores that relationship building. So it's about being a resource even after the inspection's done.
That's exactly it. And then when you're dealing with new clients, the transcript suggests being proactive about scheduling future work right from the start. Maybe discussing a pre-closing walkthrough, then the main inspection, and then suggesting a follow-up checkup maybe a year later, especially useful for new construction, catching potential builder issues.
Okay, multiple touch points.
Right. And bundling services, offering ancillary things like radon testing, mold testing, that infrared inspection we talked about. Maybe offer a slight discount if they bundle them, like a McDonald's Happy Meal, the analogy they used. You get more value together.
The Happy Meal approach to home inspection.
Pretty much. And just using that simple phrase, while I'm here, apparently that's a surprisingly effective way to suggest and sell those additional valuable services the client might need.
It really hammers home being strategic, doesn't it? And constantly thinking about delivering value at every step.
That's the core message. The source kind of boils it down. There are multiple ways to boost your income as an inspector. Offering those extra inspections and doing more inspections per client are 2 really key ones. It's about being proactive, spotting opportunities to serve clients better, and growing your business at the same time.
Okay, so wrapping this up then. The key takeaways seem to be success in this field, probably many fields, it's way more than just being technically good. You've got to blend those skills with real business and marketing smarts. You need to actually use the resources available to you, like that InterNACHI dashboard.
Right.
Find ways to stand out, communicate your unique value clearly, differentiate yourself, and maybe most importantly, really focus on building and keeping strong client relationships.
That sums it up perfectly. The fundamental point is to really thrive, you have to move beyond just being an inspector and become a truly savvy strategic business owner.
And on that note, here's something for you, our listener, to chew on no matter what your field is. Think about one key area we talked about. Maybe it's how you show up online, maybe it's your pricing, maybe it's how you explain what makes you the best choice. What's one small, doable step you can take, maybe even today, to apply some of this thinking? What's your best burger? And how are you going to make sure everybody knows where to find it? Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.